Hey guys, we're going to dive into our first poem in the Romantic period, which is The Last Word by Matthew Arnold, who is a famous Romantic poet. So, Matthew Arnold captures the essence of Romanticism by using classic elements such as alliteration, consonants, sibilants, and we can really see the struggle against change. They dwell on past times and self-reflecting, major commonalities in most Romantic works. And during Romanticism, this is the time of the British industrialization period. So we see lots of change, lots of fights against industrialization. It's kind of like technology nowadays, where people are really afraid that it's going to take over. And that was their technology, was industrialization, big factories. So they were really anti-industry, and we really see that in this poem. We see the way that Matthew Arnold describes what is happening. He kind of describes the industrialization and the factories kind of like war. So it's really antagonistic. He says, "Let the victors when they come." So I mean, when thy forts of folly fail, find thy body by the wall. There's lots of dark imagery that we can see, and it's really against just the change that's happening all around them. We see lots of, it's very clear that something bad has happened, and they're really against it. We see that while we still have content, the content is a little more creative, a little more shifting. So we're not quite to modernism, where it's free verse. We still have form, we still have quatrains, still have rhyme scheme in this poem, but it's not quite so let loose. But the content is more innovative and more creative. So we're seeing that shift towards expressing themselves differently and more creatively. So we see with anaphora, in the beginning it's creeping into thy narrow bed, creep and let no more be said. We see lots of anaphora. We have consonants, we have sibilants. We see all these things put together, and the way that they are put together is in a way that we can visualize. They pictured industrialization kind of like war. And so Matthew Arnold does a really good job of visualizing that. So that is our first poem in the Romantic period. The next poem we will do is Ode on a Grecian Urn, and that will also be another Romantic poem. So be on the lookout for that, and see you guys next time.